just clicking on this video, no, this is not the final result. I am trying these products for the first time. Well, really one for the first time. It's gonna be the CrazySexyCurl Honey Setting Foam. And I'm also gonna use some leave-in conditioner. Now, I've heard a lot about this on social media, so I wanted to give it a shot. Usually I try to mix like my foam with my gels, and I use the Design Essentials line, but I feel like sometimes that can kind of weigh my curls down. And I haven't worn my natural curls in a long time. My hair was actually straight, and then I had some like 2-strand twist in it as well. And I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna throw like a voiceover so you can see it. So yeah. Okay guys, so first I'm starting with the Design Essentials leave-in conditioner. As I mentioned earlier, I used to never use leave-in conditioner because it would weigh my hair down. This one is very lightweight. If you're looking for a line of products that doesn't leave any buildup and leaves your hair smelling amazing, I would highly recommend the Design Essentials Avocado line. I'm going in with a water bottle to make sure my hair is damp. I feel like the product absorbs better on wet hair as opposed to dry. Then you want to section your hair before applying the conditioner. I like to divide my hair into 4 sections. For this step, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're not defining your hair yet, just making sure it is fully detangled and has the moisture it needs before the defining method. I also picked up these claw clips from Amazon. I actually saw some creators use this on YouTube and thought I'd give it a try, and they're pretty cheap. I think I got mine for no more than $10. I was really struggling to keep my hair in place, so they really came in handy. Can see a close-up of my hair. It is so moisturized even before putting any of the gel or foam in, which is a good thing. You don't want to use too much, but just enough to add that moisture. Once your hair is fully detangled, it is time to start defining. I like to part my hair in the middle to give me a guide before I start to finger coil. And I know some people are not big on center parts, but personally, I think that looks the best on me. Then essentially, I'm gonna start defining from the back of my head, working my way up. I divide my hair again, this time into smaller sections, applying more water, and then going in with the dew mousse. I do not skimp out on the water. As I mentioned in my twist out video, I have low porosity hair, which means it basically takes a long time for my hair to absorb any moisture or water. As a result, my hair has to practically be soaking in order for it to take in the product. Your hair might be different. Your hair might not require as much water, but for me, I practically have to drench my hair in water for the product to really work and to activate. After spraying your hair with water, you want to go in with your foam or mousse of your choice. I really like this dew foam because it creates a nice hold that will last me sometimes up to 2 weeks. Just rake the product through with my fingers to make sure it is evenly distributed. I think this is also a good time to mention that this process of quote-unquote mastering my hair has taken a long time for me to get. I wouldn't even say I've perfected it yet, but one thing I have learned is that if you want defined hair, you really have to take your time and work in small sections. So often my hair would come out puffy or frizzy because I was working in these large sections and wasn't evenly distributing the water or the product. So the biggest piece of advice I can give is to make sure you section your hair in small sections and that you really take your time to comb the product through thoroughly. It takes a long time, but trust me, it will be worth it. So if I really want nice, juicy, defined curls, I use the finger coil method. This just means I take a small strand of hair and I wrap it around my finger a couple of times. Usually I use my middle finger to do this, but I've seen some people use both fingers. It really is a personal preference and whatever feels comfortable to you. This method also takes a little practice. One thing I noticed is that when I started this hairstyle, my roots were actually straight, and this was kind of freaking me out because I really wasn't sure why, but then I realized that I actually might have used too much product at the roots, which can actually stiffen your hair somewhat. So again, it's really just a balancing act of using just the right amount of water and product. And it really just takes some getting used to as well as some practice. Eventually, by the time I moved to the opposite side of my hair, I kind of figured out the method that worked and my hair started to curl at the roots. I apologize for the change in filming angle. I wanted to film a quick YouTube short, and at this point about 45 minutes passed by. I was at the front part of my hair, and I would really advise that you take your time with the front part because this really is the focal area of your hair. More often than not, it's the first thing people see when they look at you. This was the final result of my hair when it is completely wet and 100% finger coiled. I actually surprised myself with how defined it looked. Even the back really looked well done. I felt like I didn't leave any strands out, which I typically do with my wash and goes. I'm just gonna be honest. So I was really proud of myself for this. I opted to just air dry my hair, and it actually took me about 2 hours to do that. At that point, it was late at night, so I was just like, you know what? I'll film in the morning. And these were the final results once my hair was 100% dry. This is how my hair looked throughout the entire week.
Ultimately, I was very happy with the results. It's taken me a long time to learn my hair and be happy with it, and I would just say there's nothing like embracing your natural hair, learning what works best for you, taking the time to care for what makes you unique, which for many of us is our hair. So please let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any tips or tricks that work for you or how you like the products that I've used, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I look forward to chatting with you all next time, and as always, thank you for tuning in.